Hey friend, come sit with me on the porch. It's a quiet evening here in Austin, Texas. The crickets are out and the air feels nice. Grab a chair and a glass of sweet tea if you have one. This story starts with pain but ends with something much sweeter than you might expect. I'm going to take my time telling it because it deserves to be told properly. Imagine being a shy, awkward kid in high school, the one who got picked on every single day. Laughed at in the hallways. Pushed around in gym class. Made to feel small and worthless for 4 long years. That was me, Marcus Reed. And this is the full story of how the same group of bullies who made my teenage years a living hell later needed my help as adults, and how I gave it to them in the most quiet, powerful, and satisfying way possible. But it's not what you think. I didn't slam the door. I didn't laugh in their faces. What I did was far more meaningful. Let me take you all the way back. Westlake High School, 2010. I was the quiet, overweight kid who loved computers, books, and video games more than sports. I kept to myself. The popular group, led by Jake Thompson, Ryan Diaz, and a couple of their friends, made it their personal mission to make my life miserable. They'd trip me in the hallway between classes. Call me names in front of everyone. Mock my clothes, my weight, the way I talked. They once dumped my entire backpack in the school trash can while laughing. The girls who followed them would join in. Every single day for 4 years I dreaded going to school. I would come home, go to my room, and just try to disappear. I never fought back physically. I just endured it. I kept my head down, studied hard, and waited for graduation. The day I left that town I promised myself I would never look back. Fast forward 12 years to 2022. By then I had built a completely different life. After college I became a learning specialist. I founded an education company called RisePath that helps students with learning differences, ADHD, anxiety, and confidence issues succeed in school and get into good colleges. Our programs were being used by schools across Texas, Florida, and even New York. I had spoken at education conferences, written a book on building confidence after childhood trauma, and parents trusted me with their kids' futures. Then one random Tuesday my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. It was Jake Thompson, the main leader of the group that bullied me the hardest. His voice sounded completely different from the cocky teenager I remembered. He was nervous, almost shaking. His teenage son was struggling badly, failing classes, having severe anxiety attacks, on the verge of being expelled. The school counselor had recommended my program specifically. Jake had seen my name online and swallowed his pride to call me Marcus. I know we had our differences back in high school. But my boy really needs help right now. A few days later another message came in. This time from Ryan Diaz. His younger sister was a high school senior who was freezing up on standardized tests and college applications. He remembered I was always the smart one with that stuff and asked if I could consult. For a moment, every old wound came rushing back. The hallway laughter. The nicknames. The humiliation. Part of me wanted to say no. Part of me wanted to remind them of every single cruel thing they did to me. But I didn't do that. Instead, I invited both Jake and Ryan to meet me at a quiet, neutral coffee shop in Austin. They showed up looking nervous and almost unrecognizable, older, stressed, carrying the weight of real adult life. Jake had put on weight and had deep stress lines on his face. Ryan looked exhausted from years of trying to keep up appearances. I listened to their stories calmly. Jake's son reminded me so much of myself at that age, sensitive, anxious, feeling alone. Ryan's sister had the same test anxiety I used to battle. So I decided to help them. I created personalized programs for their kids. I worked closely with the families over many weeks, gentle sessions, practical tools, confidence-building exercises that I had developed from my own pain. The kids started improving. Grades went up. Anxiety decreased. Confidence grew. Jake and Ryan were incredibly grateful. They kept thanking me, trying to reminisce about old times like we were old friends now. But here's where the quiet revenge lived, friend. I never humiliated them. I never refused the help. I was professional and kind the entire time. But I also shared small, powerful stories in the sessions about how damaging bullying can be long-term. I talked about the kids who carry those scars into adulthood. Their own children started asking questions. Their wives started hearing more of the real story. Jake's son actually stood up for a bullied kid at his school because of what he learned in my program. Ryan's sister wrote her college essay about overcoming the effects of cruelty she had witnessed in her own brother's past. The bullies had to sit with their past actions every single time they saw their children succeed because of the kid they once broke down. I never needed to say, "Remember what you did to me." The situation itself said it louder than any words could. Jake eventually gave me a clumsy, awkward apology over the phone one evening. Ryan sent a long message admitting they were stupid and cruel kids. I accepted both gracefully. Not because they deserved my forgiveness, but because I deserved peace. Today my company RisePath continues to grow and help hundreds of kids who feel like I once did. I speak at schools about the long shadow of bullying and how to break the cycle. Every time I see a quiet kid stand a little taller, I feel like the real victory is complete. The boy they tried to destroy became the man their own families turned to for help. To anyone listening who was bullied in school, hear this from the porch tonight. Your bully's future might one day depend on the strength you build from their cruelty. The sweetest revenge isn't loud or cruel. It's becoming so good at rising and helping others that even they have no choice but to see what they tried to break. If this story touched you, whether you were the bullied kid, a parent, or someone who regrets their past actions, share your thoughts in the comments. We hold space for every part of these stories here on Hidden Truth Chronicles. Thank you for sitting with me on the porch through this long, honest tale. If it gave you hope, strength, or comfort, I'd be grateful if you liked the video and subscribed. More real, reflective stories are coming every week. This is Marcus Reed, the kid who made it anyway, and who now helps others do the same. Good night, friend. Take care of that inner kid of yours. He deserves it.